What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you more about some Call of Duty Warzone Season 5. But before I get any further in this video, only 98% of you guys watching the video right now are subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you click that subscribe button to be kept up to date on everything to do with Warzone Season 5, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and more. Let's get into the video. The Bruen meta. We all know about the Bruen meta. We all know about the Bruen in general in Warzone, and now it's running riot in Warzone. We haven't seen a weapon be this cracked since the Grau pre-patch. The Bruen is that good. I would argue the Bruen might be better than the Grau was before the patch. The Bruen has 70 rounds in the mag if you choose to get the attachment, or you can even do 100 if you want to, but most people run the 70 round mag. The Bruen, a 60 round mag. The Bruen is absolutely crazy. The Bruen with the VLK 3x optic, or the Bruen with the hollow sight, or the Bruen with anything. Just the Bruen is the best weapon in Warzone right now, and it's received a weapons tuning update, including the FAL, the Holger 26, and the M91 LMG. I'm going to go through each of these weapons and what's happened to the weapon, but we'll mainly talk about the Bruen in this video, the FAL to some sort of extent, and we'll go through the metas changing from here on out. We'll start off with the FAL and what Infinity Ward did with the FAL. They increased headshot damage, so now it's a 2-hit at range, with one headshot being one of the 2 hits, which is, I don't know why they did that, but fair enough. But they also reduced the near damage, so limbs and lower torso will always be a 3-shot now instead of what it was before, which was a 2-shot, which is good there that they're reducing the range there. But they increased headshot damage, so people who are really accurate with the FAL will see that this weapons tuning update will actually benefit them rather than hinder them. So the FAL will still be one of the best weapons to run in Warzone. As long as you have a decent enough trigger finger and as long as you're accurate enough with the weapon, the FAL is still going to be super cracked here in Warzone. So nothing too crazy going on over there. In terms of the Holger 26 and the M91, they both got the exact same buffs to them. So they both got an increased damage range and increased ADS speed. So potentially we could be seeing the Holger 26 and the M91 move into the meta moving forward alongside the Bruen MK9 as well as the PKM as well. So LMGs seem to be really viable right now in Warzone. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes moving forward here. But let's talk about the Bruen. The Bruen got a reduced damage range. Now this name may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people. The Bruen is still going to output the same amount of damage when you're doing medium to close range fights. The Bruen will still have the same recoil control, but at range the Bruen will not be as good as it once was. That is a good thing, but it's also not a major change as well. The Bruen absolutely shreds pre-patch from any distance, right? So the gameplay you're watching right now is pre-patch, and you can see that when I get into long range engagements, the Bruen is absolutely cracked at longer ranges. When it comes to medium and short ranges, it's still really good from there as well. And as a result of this patch, we're not really going to see any sort of difference there, but it's those long range engagements. It's when you get into fights where people are just on top of buildings spraying down with the Bruen, that's when you're going to see changes, and that's when you're going to see the Bruen not be as viable as it once was. From that sort of perspective, it's a really good thing, because nothing's as annoying as literally just running around or running to zone and you just get lasered by a whole squad of Bruens on the top of a building just spraying down on you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it because the Bruen is so good, and it's so good at ranges, at least pre-patch. There's literally nothing you can do. You just got to accept your death and take your death if that ever happens to you. But now seemingly that's going to happen a lot less. I'm sure it's not going to completely eliminate the Bruen meta. The Bruen meta will still be here. I do believe though there will be another weapons tuning patch that may potentially nerf the Bruen and potentially the FAL even more than it has right now as a result of this little one. I do believe that there will be something coming up and we will see more changes to the Bruen, but at this point in time, the Bruen meta is not gone just yet. The Bruen meta is here and it's here to stay. It's one of the best weapons, as I said, to use in Warzone. If you're not using a Bruen, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Those words are exactly the same thing I said about the Grau before the Grau patch, and I'm saying it right now. But the Bruen is that good. It's that good of a weapon. If you're not using it, you should probably use it, before it goes away, because it's going to be one of those things like the Growl, where everyone used the Growl, and then eventually the Growl got nerfed into the point where there are weapons more viable than the Growl. Bruen is now that weapon. It's going to happen to the Bruen, so what happens after that? From what it looks like here, the Holger 26 and the M91 both got pretty decent buffs. The PKM has always been the same weapon as it has been, and from my experience, and if you've watched my PKM showcase video, you know that the PKM is actually a very, very good weapon. So I can see more LMGs sort of take that spot as one of like the new meta weapon, or LMGs as a whole as a weapon class being that weapon class that everyone uses. So instead of it being like an M4, an M13 or a Growl, you're using a PKM, a Bruen, an M91, a Holger 26. Like, you could be using a variety of different guns. So I can see potentially, if the Bruen gets nerfed and the Bruen meta eventually goes away, I can see the PKM taking the forefront, and potentially even the Kilo 141, because keep in mind the Kilo 141 can get that drum mag, so you can get a lot of rounds in just a single clip, essentially making it an LMG with sort of assault rifle mobility, which is one of the downsides to the PKM, is its mobility and its reload speed. So it's not the most mobile and most versatile weapon in the world, so the Kilo sort of adds both of, like, negates both of those negatives from the PKM and sort of brings positives to the fact that it's the mobility of an assault rifle. May not have the same sort of damage output, but it's still a really good weapon as well. So I don't think the Bruen meta is going away anytime soon. I think we're going to have to wait till potentially a mid-season patch, but at this point in time the Bruen has been slightly nerfed, reduced damage range as I said, but I do think that the Bruen is going to stay the meta for the foreseeable future until we get that eventual next weapons tuning update, which potentially could nerf it even more. So I guess enjoy the Bruen meta while you can. I know that I will enjoy the Bruen meta while I can, until eventually we're all gonna have to find a different weapon to use. But that's my prediction, sort of, that the PKM and the Kilo 141 could potentially be the next two big guns in Warzone, I guess, alongside the FAL and alongside the MP5 as well. Speaking of the MP5, I don't think we're ever gonna see any sort of nerf happen to the MP5. It's always gonna be the MP5. The MP5 is always gonna be the best SMG that you can run in Warzone. It's just that good, even though the MP7 can hold a lot more rounds in the mag, even though the Fennec shoots at a faster fire rate. I think that the damage output wise as well as fire rate wise, the MP5 is unrivaled. So I think the MP5 is going to be a meta to stay. I think that the Bruen is going to stay for a little bit, and then it's going to eventually be shifted, just like the Growl, and then we're going to see either the PKM, the Kilo 141, and the FAL be the new meta after the Bruen meta goes away. But that's all I have for you guys right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below, what do you think of the Bruen meta? What do you think of the changes they made to it? And what do you think of the gun moving forward? Are we going to see a big nerf to it? Or are we going to see it stay the same? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all in my next one. Peace out.